Okay, this is the great and glorious, soon to be famous one day Nick Dash back on the camera again one more time, in case you hadn't wondered. Uh, but what this video is essentially dealing with one particular subject that someone requested on in my video entitled Celebrating Good Times Come On, which I did about 1 week ago according to what it says here right in front of me, okay? Because I just did this video saying there's like request stuff for me to talk about, so I could then talk about something that you requested. Make sense? Okay. And this is a question about tarot reading and how it works. Why would someone want to ask how it works? Because they've had lots of stupid ideas being put their way by lots of stupid people. Now, this might shock you and surprise you, but lots of people who do tarot reading might not necessarily do it well, or properly, or ethically. Okay, and a lot of people do it as an entertainment service. Okay, I mean, obviously, legally speaking, it is an entertainment service. Okay, that's the way you should see it. And cold reading is very popular. I have never read a book on how cold reading is done, ever, under any circumstances. But lots of people do try and study cold reading, because cold reading is fraudulent reading. Okay, that's what the phrase means, and learn to apply the techniques to the work that they're doing. I don't do that. So, how does it work? Well, the question is, does it really work? Can you ever use a black and white term such as it works when applied to anything of a occult stroke magic stroke supernatural stroke divination type way or thing? Basically, no, you can't. It's wrong. It's actually wrong and immoral to do that. Alright, you've got to apply the right morality when using words to describe and define the things we're talking about. So, does a tarot reading, in inverted commas, work? No, that's the wrong phrase. Do strange things happen once in a while when you're doing a tarot reading? Yes. Alright. How you learn how to become a tarot reader? Well, you learn how to become a storyteller, but it becomes a story which starts telling itself. I did a reading earlier on today. And I laid out the cards, and ideas started flowing into my mind, and I says, okay, you're going to meet this guy, the letter C is associated with him, and so too is number 14. And I didn't know where this was coming from, because whilst I was typing it, because it was an internet chat type system, my fingers were hovering over the letter C, but I wasn't wanting to press that. I was wanting to press the letter D, but instead I pressed the letter C. And as far as number 14 was concerned, the number that was going on inside my mind that I wanted to type out was in fact 12. But in the end I started typing out the number 14, which was slightly outside of my control, as if my fingers almost felt like they were being pushed. It was almost like there was an idiomotor type effect happening when I was doing that typing for that particular client. Okay? Then the client gets back to me and says, actually, I've met this guy, his family name begins with the letter C, and he's born on the 14th of the month. It's weird, but it's like coincidences just seem to happen more. Okay, we can't rely upon this, we can rely upon the engineering that went into making this thing. Okay, we just can't do that. We can't make a tarot reading that works as reliably as I can make a nice cup of tea with just the right variety of sweeteners and the right variety of water and the right variety of tea and so on and so forth. We can't do that. But weird shit happens. Sorry, weird stuff happens. And learning how to moderate your state of mind and teaching yourself meditation and the rest of it just does seem to help as well. Again, it's very difficult to say how and why. I mean, one of the earlier videos I did about this, I mentioned going into meditation and visualizing yourself going down through the earth and coming out where you think the other person is. And sometimes alternatively ascending to try and reach up over the planet to try and get to where you're going to go. All things related to astral projection type states of mind or shamanic type states of mind. You know, either the gamma rhythm, which is visualizing yourself floating and flying, that state of euphoria, or it's the theta rhythm, which is like going down into the deep deep bowels of the earth kind of like meditation state of mind. All these things have some kind of connection to the whole thing. And practicing and learning how to do that, and learning to allow stories inside your mind to tell themselves, and then to become like the vehicle to express the story. That's part of it somehow. And the random outcome of the cards is also somehow part of it, because you don't think, oh, that's the two of coins, and the two of coins means this because that's what the book said. No, you look at like the history of it, and you look at the different symbols, different colors, and you see it as being like a mass of symbols rather than just being one particular symbol. And when you're just quickly doing your reading, one particular symbol will pop out at you for some particular reason which you don't know, and that becomes, okay, well, we use that meaning from that particular symbol as the interpretation for that card in that position at the moment, and we'll apply this, that, and the other, and so on and so forth. So you got like a conglomeration of symbols which tell the story, and you just explain the story to people. Okay, that's the way that it, in inverted commas, works. Okay, it's not. It's not clear cut. It's not easy. I mean, there's times when I did this incredible reading call with this lady, and whilst I was talking to her, I just suddenly saw a brass hand plate on the door with braiding around the edge of it, and I said, well, I just seen this hand plate, and she said, well, I just put one of those up this morning. Things like that just happen. I says to this lady, this lady says to me, is there a foreign country associated with me? And I said, there's a strong feeling of India associated with you. And she was whiter than me, you know what I mean? But, there's a strong feeling of India associated with her, she didn't look Indian. Nothing about her was Indian, not a jewelry, not a clothing, nothing. And she says, well, that's where I'm going next year. It's weird. For someone like me who wants to be an electronic engineer when I was a kid, it's actually really rather spooky. I find it spooky and I do it for a living, okay? And do I get some wrong? Yeah, I'm first to admit that. And can we ever understand how it works? No, we can't. But we can carry on practicing. It's meditation. It's religious techniques and using religious symbols to self-analyze, and to analyze other people, and just to build stuff up inside your head to allow those stories to develop, so that you can actually let stories to develop by themselves. That's how it, in inverted commas, works. And the second part of the question there was, can you do a tarot reading about a person who you have never spoken to? Yeah. Yes, you can. You can do a tarot reading about anything or anyone on the face of the planet. And yeah, the human element will always screw it up somehow. But you can still do it. Nothing to stop you from doing it. So, get yourself a deck, get to know it, spend a lot of time doing it. I've been playing around with tarot since I was like 19, or younger than that, actually. And I'm now rapidly approaching 40. So, it's weird because it always backs onto all of your education, your work experience, your life experience, your business experience, the relationship experiences you've had, everything. You can use it to tell a story about anything, for anything, and it tells stories itself through you. And these stories can sometimes help people. That's how a tarot reading appears to work. And it's weird. And that's more or less all I can really say on it. So, speak to you in a while. Nick Dutch signing out for now.